So, how did you guys spend your weekend? Well, I spent my weekend, I guess, kind of going back and forth with certain people on the internet about Xbox and PlayStation. And I know that probably sounds like a pretty lame day to you guys, but to me, it wasn't actually half bad. I don't mind a little debate, a little back and forth. I think that keeps things kind of fresh, and you get like a fresh perspective and things like that. The more interesting thing for me personally was some of the personal attacks that I got for, quote unquote fanboying, which I've been very upfront and honest about. So if you didn't know, I'm going to just cover that real quick. Basically, what happened was people got on me because I had mentioned that Forza Motorsport 7 was, a flop of a game. It didn't sell well, which it didn't. It did under 1 million units, and it lacked content at launch. And these are things going back and looking at is easier to see than when I actually played through it the first time and I gave it a really great score. You have to understand that reviews are done at a particular point in time, and I always tell people this, right? So 2017, when that game came out, I was a huge Xbox fanboy. I didn't really know any better. I'm sitting here trying to enjoy this game, and it's a good racing game. It's just not a great racing game for a Forza Motorsport game. 6 was just much better. It felt really unfinished, and there's just so much hate around Xbox that you just feel a little bit compelled maybe to give it a little bit of that. You have the goggles on or whatever. So it wasn't that so much that I went out of my way to mislead anybody, because I think it's a good game, but it's not a great game, and it certainly wasn't a good selling game in the Forza series. And obviously we see a situation where it's taken them over 4 years to even get to the early stages of making their next game. With that being said, I can use another example, Rise Son of Rome. I gave that a favorable score at launch, maybe even a 7.5 or an 8, because I thought, for a launch game, that's how I kind of graded it. It had a really good story, great graphics. It had obviously some depth issues and things like that, but overall I thought it was a good game. But if I go back and play that now and review that game, it's probably getting a 5 because of just where we're at in gaming. So it doesn't mean that I lied. It doesn't mean that I was wrong with that score. It just means the times change, and as the years pass, things happen. And another example I give, man, when I was younger, my older brother and his friends all liked, Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer. And now they're pretty much all embarrassed by the fact that they like that, So again, you don't always think the same way about things in the past as you do in the future. But with that being said, a lot of people are talking about the PlayStation 5 and what it's capable of and what it can't do, thanks in large part due to the fact that, Biomutant, right? Like, this was a big thing, and it was still kind of a big thing all weekend long. But with that being said, something else came out that sort of kind of, got people talking about the PlayStation 5. And I hadn't even heard of this game, to be honest with you. So, to me, this was a non-issue. But I felt like, cover it anyway, just because, how people are. They just, no matter how evenly I cover things, people just think that I won't do something if it's negative PlayStation. So I'm going to cover this. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel. So there's this game called Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2. Which, I've never heard of it. It's not part of the Sniper Elite series, which I have heard of, but this is from something else. So this is what they put out. Hi, Snipers. It is with great regret that we must today announce the delay of the PlayStation 5 version of Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2. This is the result of unforeseen technical issues that we've only recently discovered. This will not affect the launch date of the other announced platforms. The game will still set to release as planned on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on June 4th, 2021. And we are very confident with how the game performs on these other platforms. We have a highly experienced and dedicated team working hard to ensure that the PlayStation 5 version meets a similarly high standard. All PlayStation 4 editions will include a free digital upgrade to the PlayStation 5 version, ready to download upon its release, to ensure the PlayStation 5 players can still enjoy the game on June 5th, or 4th, As a gesture of goodwill, in light of the news, we have decided to release the first major DLC, a new and extensive region complete with brand new contracts, free of charge to the entire player base across all versions, including PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. This is currently in development, with more news on its release coming soon. Once again, we would like to sincerely apologize for the delay and assure you, our valued community, that we are doing everything to resolve it as soon as feasibly possible. But with equal consideration for our already hardworking team, we thank you for understanding and hope you will enjoy our latest sniping experience, the CI Games team. So, basically, they have to delay the PS5 version of Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2 due to quote-unquote unforeseen technical issues that they've only recently discovered, and they say that it's not going to really affect it. So the good news is all PS4 editions will include a free digital upgrade to PS5, ready to download upon its release. So, you can enjoy it on the PS4 via backwards compatibility or whatever. So my guess is that they were basically going to do some kind of thing where they patched it, and that's how they got the enhanced one for the Xbox Series X and S. You can't get away with just patching the game on PlayStation 5, unfortunately. That's like a drawback there. So, and anyway, that's just my speculation. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but people do look at this and go, well, is there a problem with the console itself? Is there a problem with the development? Is there a problem at the hardware level? And to be honest with you, I don't frankly know the answer to that. I don't think it is. It's really funny because everybody wants to bring a lot of this stuff up until you bring up something else, and then about the Xbox, right? So basically what I mean by that is I think that, people were really quick to sort of kind of gloss over something like Terminator Resistance not even getting an Xbox Series X or S version. They technically foregone that completely. So they had that kind of situation where they did that and nobody said a word. But a game like this, which I can't, like I said, I've never heard of this game. And the people that brought this up to me on Twitter, I'm pretty positive that 99.99999% of the people that talked about it don't plan on buying this game. I'm not going to see any screenshots from the game on the Xbox. They're only talking about this as a point of fanboyism and console wars, which, hey, fine. I like console wars. I like the fanboyism stuff. But for me personally, I just felt it to be a little bit disingenuous. That this was like a big sticking point. You know what I'm saying? Like, after all, this is a smaller team. It's the same thing with, Biomutant. Biomutant is a small team. You have a team of, between 20 and 30 people. And at the end of the day, you have, a situation where games were made under really weird circumstances, including, but not limited to, a worldwide pandemic where studios literally had to work from home. I can't imagine how difficult that is as a studio to work from home when you have to really communicate with each other. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me as to how that's something that realistically basically happens. Like, it's really one of the things that that kind of is a little bit strange to me, and I would love to see some kind of update onto what the deal is. Maybe one day we'll know, but I mean, Mark Cerny made it pretty clear that games need to pretty much made specifically for the PlayStation 5. Maybe that's an oversight, maybe it's not, but again, this team right here is also a smaller team that's working on, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, PS5, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S. Could that be a problem? Like, to me, that could be a situation where, we don't understand that, hey, that is the problem, is that, all of these different, games and things like that, they could have a bit of a problem when it comes to, when it comes to these updates and stuff like that. So I don't think it's a huge problem, but I definitely think it was worth covering and talking about. And I'm sure a lot of you probably have some questions and things like that. I wish I knew some answers. I'm not perfect. I'm only human, just like you guys and girls out there. So, I am sorry that I don't really have any better answers, because there's only this little snippet to sort of go by, and it doesn't really give us much to kind of work with. But back-to-back games kind of, again, I mean, this one is like saying, hey, well, we're not going to have the the Xbox version or the PlayStation 5 version ready to go, whereas Biomutant, there is no PlayStation 5 version specifically yet, or Xbox Series version yet. They just were able to tap into the extra power via unlocked, I guess I want to say, frame rate and as well as an unlocked resolution or dynamic resolution, which of course on the more powerful hardware is going to go up. But again, I pointed this out over the weekend. If you're a gamer and you think the Xbox Series S, which is doing Biomutant at 1440p 60 frames and is literally half the power of the PS5, and you don't think the PS5, when that gets a native version, that it's going to be like 4K 60, you're insane. It's going to do the same thing. So let me know what you guys think. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.